Stop. Do not move. Do not scroll. Do not let your finger touch that screen to swipe away. Because what I am about to tell you cannot wait. Not another hour, not another day, not one more moment of you walking through your life completely unaware of what is happening around you. In the unseen world right now, something is going on behind your back. As you sit here, breathe and go about your normal day, thinking that everything is as it seems. Something is happening in the background of your life, that heaven can't let you miss. I'm Archangel Michael, and I want you to know why I'm here tonight. I am a warrior for God, the leader of heaven's armies and the guardian of the chosen. Everyday souls are not where I come to visit. I don't get in the way of people's lives when they're not about to do something important. When I interrupt someone, I only do so if what I have to say is important enough to justify it. Tonight, what I have to say is important. If you feel in your heart that this message was sent just for you tonight, type Amen. I stood in front of God's throne last night and asked for one thing. There is a soul that does not know what is being built against them. I said, a chosen one is about to face something they were never meant to face without being ready. Let me get in touch with them before it's too late. God replied, yes, this morning I got past all the things that tried to take your attention away through every alert, noise, and other thing that is trying to take up your limited time. I got through it all and brought you this message right away. The fact that you're here and that something made you stay is not a mistake. Your spirit knew this was the right time before your mind did. In your heart, you knew this one matters. If you've been seeing 111 or numbers that keep coming up, please post them below. Your spirit has been getting messages. That's for sure tonight. Stay put. Listen up, because what I'm about to say will clear up some things in your life that have been making you crazy for months. Things that woke you up at night. Things that made you think something was wrong, but you could never quite put your finger on what you were about to learn. Stay close. Every word that comes after this one was sent just for you. I need to ask you something before I tell you what's going on. Did you feel it? That strange feeling of unease that you can't explain has been sitting in your spirit lately. It's not quite fear or anxiety, but there is something under both of them. There's a quiet alarm going off in the background of your life that you can't find or turn off. There was a weight on you when you woke up this morning, a restlessness that stuck with you all day. A feeling that something around you is not as it appears. That something is being said, plans are being made for something, a choice is being made, and for some reason you're not a part of the conversation. It's been making you feel. You might have thought it was just too much thinking. You might have told yourself you were overreacting. It's possible that you pushed it down and smiled through it because there was no good reason to do so. There was a strong sense that something was wrong that wouldn't go away. Nobody was crazy about that. That was your spirit getting messages from the world beyond the veil. Type, I felt it. In that case, the alarm was real. If it only named what you were carrying, it was put there by God. You were born with a spiritual awareness that most people never fully use. To be able to sense what is going on below the surface of things. To feel a place's energy before you understand it. To know before proof shows up that something has changed in your environment and your spirit has been warning you about it. Talks about the chills you got for no reason. The dreams that made your heart race when you woke up. When you thought of a certain person's face and felt something you couldn't put your finger on. The times when a conversation left you feeling drained in a way that was disproportionate to what was actually said. The nights when you couldn't sleep and stared at the ceiling while feeling a weight on your chest that you couldn't put a name on. Heaven was there the whole time, trying to get through to you, warn you, and make sure that what was going on around you, and what had been building up in the background of your life wouldn't catch you by surprise. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Now, tonight, heaven is making. Can you hear it? Well, not in pieces or feelings that are hard to understand, but in full direct words that your mind can understand and your spirit can act on. From now on, pay close attention to everything I say because what comes next will make sense of everything. You need to take in what I say with your spirit. I will now tell you what heaven has seen. Not your fear, not your doubt, and not the part of you that wants to explain what I'm about to say right away. Many people around you are not who you think they are. These are people, you know, have laughed with, shared meals with, confided in, defended, and stood up for. Some smiles hide conversations you haven't been asked to join. Thoughts that aren't the same as the words being said to your face are hidden behind some words of encouragement. Plans are being made about your life, your future, your relationships, and your chances. These plans are being made by voices that sound like you without your knowledge or permission in rooms where you are not present. Don't think that I'm telling you this to make you wary of everyone. Heaven has been watching this and I was sent to make sure you understand it before it costs you something you can't easily get back. Therefore, stop being blind to what God has already seen. Not everyone who has stayed close to you does because they love what God is doing in your life. Some people have stayed close because they want to get to it. Some people have stayed because your light makes them feel safe, snorts, and they know that if they stay close enough, God's will might rub off on them. Some people have stayed because they are scared of what you will turn into. They are working behind the scenes to make sure that you never really get free even after you are no longer under their control. It has been heavy for you to carry people through this chapter who were never meant to be there. Having to deal with their insecurities and negativity. Explaining yourself to people who would never understand and squeezing yourself to keep the peace in relationships that were slowly killing your progress was a lot of work. That weight has been making you move more slowly in ways you don't fully understand. God has seen everything. Everything that was said about you behind your back that was different from what was said to your face. Every plan they made to get ahead by using your name, your connections, your kindness, and every sneaky way they tried to hurt you while pretending to help you. He also sent me tonight to make sure you see it. Don't let this make you angry or put you through a time of doubt and loneliness. Instead, let it give you the wisdom to stop feeding what has been feeding off of you and put the energy, time, trust, and love that belong to your destiny back where it belongs. Relationships that were meant to hold you back from your next season can't weigh you down. It is time to get a good look. Let me explain further. Since what's going on behind your back isn't just coming from people, there is a spiritual side to this that I want you to understand. If you don't, you will keep fighting the wrong battle and not understand why you keep losing. Type 444. You weren't fighting the wrong battle. If you were losing ground in ways that didn't make sense, you were in the right fight. But you were up against the wrong person. The enemy, not a person, but the real enemy who lives in the world you can't see, has been planning a specific attack on your life for longer than you think. He looked at you carefully and slowly. He saw how you do things. He found out your habits, weak spots, triggers, and blind spots. He saw what makes you back off. He saw the things that make you doubt yourself. It was his observation that certain lies work best against the features of your soul. After that, he put it all together in a plan. He knew which of the people in your group would be easiest to persuade, the ones who have unhealed wounds, insecurities that aren't covered up, and unbridled ambition. And he didn't always use them in a dramatic or clear way. There are times when it's through a word said at the wrong time or a chance quietly turned away. People may have a different opinion of you after hearing a story about you that was slightly skewed. You might not even be aware that the story had changed. He planned a series of disappointments. First one door, then another. First, a relationship suddenly cooled off and then another. There was one plan that didn't work out when it looked like it would. Then another carefully placed so that they weren't too close together to see a pattern but close enough that the effect would be to wear you out, make you give up and slowly make you doubt that things could actually change. This is the cruelest part of his plan and the part that has done the most damage. He made sure the attacks came from people and places that were close enough that you wouldn't know what was going on and would be confused. Clear's throat, you didn't see spiritual warfare, so you blamed yourself. Instead of figuring out what the enemy was doing, you started to doubt your own choices. Instead of being sure of who you were, you began to wonder if you might be the problem, if you were too much. It's possible that the doors kept shutting because of something about you. That voice, the one that used every attack against you as proof, snorts, was not God. That was the most powerful thing the enemy could use against a chosen soul. It has been going through your mind for too long. If that just described your last season, type Amen. You didn't have bad luck. You were picked out, and that's different. Tomorrow, heaven will show it. Everything, it no longer has any power over you once you can see it clearly. You never caused trouble. People were always after you. And there is a huge difference between the two types that can change your whole life. Snorts, I never caused trouble. They were after me. Say it out loud. Let it undo every lie you used against yourself as proof. Now I'll tell you what God has been doing behind the scenes that you couldn't see because was also working on a plan to destroy your life while the enemy was planning his own. His has always been bigger. When the enemy shut a door, God used it to lead you to something better that wasn't ready for you yet. God used every relationship the enemy harmed to get rid of something that would have made your next season dirty. Every plan the enemy broke down. God used to get rid of things that were going to lead you astray. For some reason, you thought you were losing. Heaven was moving you around. You thought that God was quiet because there was no sound. Heaven was putting together something that needed to be still to be put together correctly. You thought that when people walked away, they were leaving you. Heaven was getting rid of everything that wouldn't be able to hold what God was about to put in the room. It's like heaven just cleared up something that had been making you crazy for months. You can keep that clarity. And now comes the part that will make you cry if you really get it. You cried every night without saying a word. God caught those tears. Heaven saw every single one of them fall. You said all of your prayers in the dark, each broken and desperate. Prayer was heard. And I don't even know what to say next. Every single syllable was heard. You reaching for heaven even when things were at their worst was seen the whole time. And while you felt like you were alone, God was carrying you. God was making changes in the unseen world that would soon be seen in the seen world while you were wondering if anything would ever change. It took a long time and you were tired of waiting. But God was perfecting the timing so that what came at the perfect time to change everything. What the enemy put you through was meant to make you lose your faith. It was what God used to build your base. Now that the foundation is strong, the room is clear and all the preparations are finished. What heaven has been saving for you is about to come out in a flood, not a trickle. Things that were put off, changed or that the enemy thought he had stolen from your story are not only being restored by God, they are being multiplied. He is sending back what was taken with more interest and improvements along with a blessing that fits you better. Now that you have been through the fire than it did when you were first born, press 777. If you're ready to get what you deserve, not the original, but the upgraded version that God made through the fire that has been multiplied. What's coming won't look like what you lost. It will look like the thing you should have had all along. But before the blessing really comes, I need to give you a warning. Please take this seriously. Just like everything else I've said tonight, make sure you do these 3 things. And don't do these 3 things. Beginning today, not tomorrow, not until you're ready. Stop giving reasons to people who aren't interested in you now. You are taking away from your destiny every hour. You spend trying to get people to see things your way. Defend your choices or show them how valuable you are when they already have an opinion about you. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to let everyone in. That which you do is not a democracy. Don't let other people decide what God already knows about your life. Type my calling is not a democracy. Say it. Shut out every voice that has never had the right to say what God already decided. You need to stop going back to what God took away. When you don't know what to do, it's tempting to stick with what you know. I know that when you feel vulnerable in new territory, the old habits can feel like a safe place to be. But every time you go back to what God led you away from, you choose short-term comfort over long-term change. In the same way that conviction touched you, that conviction is direction. The people who drained you, your habits that made you feel nothing, and the places that made you feel less than. God didn't take them away to punish you. He took them off to keep what He's about to give you safe. Snorts, do not put what He took out back in the space He cleared. Type. I have my safety taken care of. If you think that what was taken away was never punishment, it was getting ready for what was about to come in. You should stop getting smaller. There's less of you now than before. To make people who weren't going to celebrate your growth feel better. Lower your voice, be less visible, and have less big dreams. Don't go. The world doesn't need a less important version of the person God made you to be. People who have a stake in your future need you to be at your best. Do it anyway, even if it makes you feel bad. Maybe some people will pull away from you because of it, but you should still do it anyway. People who pull away when you rise were never meant to go where you are going. And this is what you need to do right away. Keep your spirit safe as if it were the most valuable thing you have, because it is. For every conversation you have, every place you go, and every voice you let into your life, the way your fate plays out depends on these things. Make an effort. Pick and choose. Don't feel bad about protecting your peace. Don't pray out of desperation. Pray with hope. If you pray like you think God hears you, your prayer will be different from someone who doesn't think anyone is listening. Faith works in heaven. Present your needs to God as if you already know, not just hoped, that the answer is on the way. Sign your name with an Amen. If you are choosing hope over despair from now on, know that you should only move when God tells you to. That one thing you've been looking for to let you know you should take that next step. The step is sometimes the confirmation. Obedience comes before clarity. Sometimes heaven will sometimes wait for you to take the first step so it can show you what it has been hiding behind the next act of faith. I'll move when God tells me to. Say it before fear has a chance to vote. The warning has been sent out. What are you going to do now? You own that part. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Koi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. Because I didn't just bring warnings or exposure. I came to give you a revelation about what heaven has planned for you after everything you have been through. During the next part of your life, things will start to change quickly in ways that will surprise you. You won't have to knock on every door that opens. You won't have to look for opportunities. They will find you. You'll meet people who have exactly what you need for the next part of your life. And you'll know who they are, not by what they say, but by how your spirit reacts when they come. That which is right, peaceful, and in line with things will be very different from anything that has come before. Things are about to change with your money. The lack, the tightness, and the constant sense that it's not quite enough. That season is coming to an end. What's coming won't always look like the abundance you thought it would. It could be an unexpected phone call, a chat with someone you haven't talked to in months, a chance in a field you had forgotten about, or an idea that comes to you in the middle of the night. It will be so clear and specific that you will know right away that it didn't come from you. Accept it. Do it quickly. That's heaven making good on its promises in the spiritual world through the real world. Your health is taken care of. Your family is covered. The attacks that were planned for the next few weeks on your body, mind, and peace of mind, they've been stopped. I have stood between where you are now and what was going to happen. And I changed the path. This will show up in your life not as a dramatic event but as a calm, strange feeling of well-being that stays with you over the next few days. And love the kind that doesn't make you lose your peace. The kind where you don't have to shrink. It's the kind that makes you more of who you are instead of less. That's on the way. Is it already in your life? It's about to get stronger than it ever has been. It is on its way. If it hasn't already arrived, being carried by someone who has been ready for you. The same fire you've been going through. Two people are being made better at the same time for the same reason. So wait for the right time when both of you are ready. Heaven will set the moment. Do not try too hard. Don't go after it because you have had to wait so long. Don't settle for a less good version of it. It was worth the wait every day to read what God has written for you about love. Believe in the process. Believe in the timing. Believe in the one who planned you both before you were born. I pray that this finds you fully open in every part of your spirit. The name that comes before all others. This is the name that makes all darkness shake. That name that can open things that no one else can and close things that no one else can. Everything that was said about you behind your back. Every dirty word said about you. Every secret plan made against your future and every task the enemy gave you to hurt your peace, your relationships, your finances, your health, your calling. It is open right now at this very moment. Every dark place where these things have been going on is filled with the light of heaven. And there is nothing hidden that can live in that light. I say that the people who were set up to hurt, you are now in a different place. The plots that were made against you are being taken apart. The lies that are being told about you behind your back are being stopped. Right 333. You agree with what heaven is letting happen in your life. If you take that statement as your own right now, prayerfully closed doors that were stopping you from moving forward are now being opened again by God. And what comes after what was taken will be so much better that you will thank God that it was taken away. I swear that from now on, your ability to discern is better. You'll know right away. And without a lot of proof who belongs in your life and who doesn't, who God sent to distract you and who God sent to bring you something and who is coming to take something from you. Believe what your spirit tells you. It has always been right. You're just now learning to fully trust it. I swear that every prayer said this season, even the ones you said in a whisper while crying because you weren't sure the words were getting through, was heard. It was heard. And now the answers are coming out. That is not at the time you wanted, but at the time that will bring about the most change in your life, which is always better than the time you wanted. Type Amen. You prayed those prayers in the dark. Not sure if the words were getting through the ceiling, but they were all heard. I swear that what the enemy planned to use against you is now being used as proof. Things that were meant to be the end of your story are now the most important parts of it. Your battles that you almost didn't make it through show that nothing God sends against you can finish what He started. They won't know what to do when they see what heaven does with the things they threw at you. Type nothing that is sent against me can finish what God began. Tell the enemy what you mean. I promise that the next 21 days will bring you a breakthrough. That you will harvest in the next 21 months. Pay attention. Move when you are told to say what you believe and accept what comes your way. Don't be afraid of how big what God is giving you is. You have been through enough to deserve it all. Picked one. Behind your back, something is going on. However, darkness is no longer the only thing that's there. Heaven is also there. Heaven always comes out on top. 3 last instructions for the next 72 hours before I leave. Note these down. They are not suggestions, so carry them with you. Here are the exact steps that heaven wants you to take to get ready everything that has been spoken over your life tonight. The first instruction is to be quiet for 3 days. Don't tell anyone about your plans, prayers, next steps, or revelations until you know for sure that they are on your side. Keep an eye out. Pay close attention to who sends the message and why. Keep an ear out for conversations that seem casual but are really heavy. Pay attention to patterns that you missed before because you were too close right now. Being quiet is not a sign of weakness. Being quiet is a strategy. Let heaven show you the way. Your only job is to watch. Step 2, let go of what you've been holding. Something has been on your person. You have a hole in your spirit from a disappointment, a wound, a person, or an outcome you wanted but did not get. Your miracle needs to land there. It's something you know. You've known for a while. And tonight, heaven wants you to let go of it. Not because it doesn't matter. Not because the pain wasn't real, but because you deserve the peace that comes from letting go. To fit through the door, you have to let go of what used to be there. This is because of what God has planned. As a sign of faith, let it go right now. As a promise that what's coming is bigger than what you're letting go of. Type 1 lets it go. In your heart, name it and type it. I let it go. Now is the time. The third instruction, say it out loud. What you've been believing for, what you've been afraid to say because saying it makes it seem possible. And the thought of possibility scares you. After that, say it out loud right now to God. The air and the worlds you can't see that are listening. When things are clear, heaven can move. Angels are given jobs based on specifics. The things you say are more than just words. They are statements. And statements change the mood. Say, I take what is mine. I give up what was never mine. I fully accept what God wrote over my name. What people say about me behind my back doesn't scare me. That's because the God who stands before me is stronger than everything that is against me. I'm ready. Say it. Really mean it. Then watch what heaven does next. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. You made it to the end, chosen one. That's more important than you think in the spirit world. Because not every soul that sees this message stays long enough to fully understand it. Some people leave at the start. Some get lost in the middle, but you stayed through it all. Heaven just put a mark on your name because of every warning, revelation, and statement. Do these 3 things now before you leave. It's a statement that you receive what was said over your life, snorts, tonight. That you believe it and that you are ready to walk in it. That you press like. Say, I see it now down below. This is your chance to say that the blindness is over. That what was kept secret from you has been made public. That you are moving forward right now with your eyes wide open and your spirit in tune with heaven. Someone in your life is in the same place you were before this message, unaware, unprotected, and carrying weight. They were never meant to carry alone. Please share this. This message was meant to reach them through the person you chose. Behind your back, something was going on. You now know though, and from now on, nothing will surprise you as much. Once more, Archangel Michael is with you. He is walking ahead of you into every room you are about to enter, clearing what needs to be cleared, opening what needs to be opened, and keeping an eye on everything. His sword is raised and his wings are spread out. Your name is written over by God. Use it to walk in. You deserve it more than anything. Have a great day. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, to place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.